session which we're doing today, I'm just hoping it should be the very, very good one so that you get the leads, and we can help them to convert them.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vasavi. By the way, hi, hello. I think this is the first time we are talking as well. Um,
Yeah.
Wonderful seeing you. And yes, like you said, this can be really a good opportunity for us, all of us together, first of all, in terms of knowledge transfer, in terms of understanding what the university has to offer for the pharma field particularly. But yeah, going forward, we are looking for good conversions and all. Just to give you a heads up about the session. Now, this session is going to be, we'll divide this into two parts, where first part, Mr. Joseph can give his insights about the university and so on. And the second part is where we are getting connected with the students who are PhD aspirants, master's aspirants, and they would want to interact with you with questions. They can put them in chat box, or they can unmute themselves, and then ask them directly. So yeah, we are 50-50. We're expecting that it is going to be an interactive session and a delivery session. So it's going to be a combination, all right?
Makes sense.
Okay, great, great. So we'll get started by 17:35. Hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, good.
Yes, I just wanted to check if we have the sharing rights so that Fauzhy and Manish, you guys are good to go. Okay.
I think we already have it.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Okay, yeah, I think the rights are there, but still just for a test, can you give it a try?
Yeah, I think it's working.
Is it working? Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we start now?
Just 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes. I'm still waiting on a few attendees. I think, yeah, give us 2 minutes, okay? We'll get started. Sure, like let's get started then. Yep. I think our attendees are here. Now, also, I'd like to give you a heads up on one more thing is this session is actually going live on the Instagram as well, and then our YouTube channels. So we have people not only from the Zoom, but also from the other spaces of internet where they'll be posting questions, and we'll be posting them into the comment box as well. Okay. Sure.
Got
So,
it. Yeah.
once again, I'd like to welcome everybody. Good evening, guys. So, this is Yash from Oaks Overseas, and today we are offering an excellent session with our folks and our fellow friends like from Nova Southern University. Now, we've got the amazing lineup of speakers here. We've got Ms. Ankita, Mr. Manish, and then we've got Mr. Joseph, who is Assistant Director of Admissions at Nova Southern University. Now, today, this session is entirely about studying pharmacy in Nova Southern, what the university has to offer in terms of master's, bachelor's, PhD options, scholarships, and we'll be covering many of different topics. The US has always been viewed as one of the top pharma sectors in the entire world. There's no doubt in that. starting with the biggest names in the companies like Pfizer to like smaller businesses, and then again talking about production, regulations, exports, and much more. I think it's always been a global leader in that space, I'd say. So that's what we believe in. And then people who are definitely, like I'd say, students or let's say any job aspirants, anybody who's looking forward to go into the US with this particular sector, I think there are wonderful opportunities. But then again, having said that, I don't want to dive much into it because I've already got excellent guest speakers who will be giving you good insights. So over to you guys, over to you, Mr. Joseph. So please tell me and tell the rest of the speakers about Nova Southern and what this has to offer in terms of pharma.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today. Yes, my name is Joseph Sliba, and I am the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions at Nova Southeastern University's Barry and Judy Silverman College of Pharmacy. For those of you who do not know where Nova is located, we are located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which is about an hour north of Miami. In a beautiful weather. Let me show you a little video of where NSU is located so you have a better idea of what to expect when you go to Nova. This is a little short video so you have an idea. So now that you have an idea of what NSU looks like, let me tell you a little bit about the place where I work. So Nova, wrong slide. So Nova actually has over 100, over actually 22,000 students from.
Joseph,
Yes.
I think you need to share your screen.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Nation.
Is that better?
Set in a subtropical paradise, this
There you go.
energetic university is a
Yes, so
microcosm
Nova
of
actually
Miami,
has
a
over
multicultural,
22,000
multilingual
students.
town that is a
Over
world leader in
100
business, the
This is a
arts, and
video.
all things cool. I'm your host, Alex Boylan, and over the next hour,
Deal with the video. This
the inspiring stories of these FIU Panthers who are
Now,
tackling
once
some of the
again,
world's
video.
hold on. And now,
Yeah.
perfect. And there we go, right? Fast tracks.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, as I was saying before, I apologize about that. Nova actually has over 22,000 students enrolled from over 115 countries. We also have over 216,000 alumni, and Nova actually is the 23rd employer in the county. So we actually have a lot of people working within the university. Nova actually just reached Tier 1 as a research university. That means that if you are interested in research, we are the place to go for research. The College of Pharmacy is not going to be the only college within the medical schools on campus, because the College of Pharmacy actually shares the facility with other medical schools such as dental, allopathic, osteopathic, health sciences. We all share the building, as you saw. We are all in the same building. And in the other side, we actually have other colleges such as law, business, arts, humanities. We even have a marine biology college, which is located right on the water. You can't have a college by the water without having a marine biology college. So our mission is to prepare future pharmacy leaders who can make real difference through research, innovation, speaking up for others, and providing the best care for every patient. This right over here is the Davie campus. We have two different campuses for the PharmD program, and the graduate programs are actually located in one campus. So right over here on the top left corner is where you're going to have all of your classes. That's called the Health Professions Building. All of the students in all of the medical programs are going to be located on that building. From that building down to the Shark Fountain is about a 10-minute walk. That's how big the campus is. And that picture where you see the Shark Fountain, that's the biggest facility on campus because it houses the Sharkplex, which is the gym. It also houses a Chick-fil-A. It also houses the main dining area where many of the students actually go and eat. In addition, this is our Puerto Rico campus because we have the PharmD program there as well. It is a much smaller facility because it houses 65 students versus the Davie campus that houses 155 PharmD students. So you can tell that our Davie campus is much larger. So let's talk about the different programs that we have at the Barry and Judy Silverman College of Pharmacy. We have two PharmD programs with two different pathways, one being the entry level and the other one being the advanced standing. In addition, we have three different graduate programs. One program is the pharmaceutical sciences, another one is the pharmaceutical affairs, and the other one is the PhD in pharmaceutical sciences. Now, some of the advantages about our programs is that you actually have the opportunity to do a 3-year OPT in our graduate programs because all of them are STEM approved. The PhD, the Masters in Pharmaceutical Affairs, and the Masters in Pharmaceutical Sciences. In addition, our PharmD, both entry-level and advanced standing, offers plenty of hands-on experience with our IPPEs and our APPEs. These are your clinical rotations. This is when you're out in the field, whether you are in a pharmacy or whether you are in a hospital. So you get plenty of hands-on experience before you graduate. So all of our programs will give you the hands-on experience that you need so you can become a professional. So let's talk about the PharmD entry level and the advanced standing. So the didactics, which is your lectures, for the advanced standing, you will have a 3-year journey versus the entry level, which is going to be a 4-year. Now, the advanced standing is only available if you complete a 4-year bachelor's in India, which we have many students that do that. However, lately we've been seeing some students that just complete the prerequisites and they come to the United States to complete the 4-year. So it's up to you if you want to get a bachelor's in pharmacy in India and then come to the United States and just do a 3-year advanced standing, or if you just want to complete the prerequisites, which is about 2 years, and then come to the United States and complete the entry level, which is 4 years. Both programs are amazing, and both programs will offer you the same experience. Now, we have a block structure. A block structure is going to help you retain more information and better prepare you for your NAPLEX examination and your MPJE. These are the 2 exams that you have to take at the end so you can become a fully licensed pharmacist. We also offer a lot of team-focused activities because when you're out there in the real field, you're going to be working with many health professionals, and you need to learn how to collaborate and work with them. Dedicated skills courses are also integrated into each semester to enhance and optimize student competencies and progress. Now, if a PharmD is not enough for you, we offer 3 concurrent degrees that you can do while you're pursuing your PharmD. You can also pursue a MBA, which is a Master's in Business Administration. You can also pursue an MPH, which is the Master's in Public Health, or an MSBI, which is a Business Informatics. Any of these 3 degrees are available online. You may just take 1 class per semester so it doesn't overwhelm you, or you can take 2 classes per semester if you want to speed it up. You have up to 2 years after you finish your PharmD to finish your concurrent master. Many students pursue this opportunity because they get this concurrent degree at a discounted rate. Now, I mentioned before the IPPEs and the APPEs. These are your experiential education. This is the experiential education part. This is your hands-on experience. This is where your clinical experience. This is when you are out in the field learning what a pharmacist does and getting to know and collaborate with other pharmacists. Now, between your first and your second year, you're going to do your first introductory or your first initial pharmacy practice experience. And this is going to be at a community pharmacy. Now, between your second and your third year, you do your second one, which is going to be at a hospital site. Now that you learned how to collaborate with other pharmacists and you feel more comfortable being at a pharmacy site and at a hospital site, on your fourth year, you will have the opportunity to complete 6 to 7 advanced pharmacy practice experiences. Each one is about 6 weeks long, and that will be your last year of classes before you sit down and take your NAPLEX and your MPJE. Once again, those are the licensure tests that you have to take before you become a licensed pharmacist. Now, we have preceptors for all of you. You don't have to worry about coming to school and finding your own preceptor. The preceptors, they come on campus, and you have the opportunity to interact with them, to get to know them before you select them. And the way that you select them is that when your turn comes to select the preceptors, you rank them from 1 to 17, 1 being your favorite, and you put them through a software. The software will rank it for you and will select it for you based on availability. Now, you don't have to worry about getting a site that is going to be far away from campus. All of our sites are within an hour away from campus. So you don't have to worry about moving and getting a rotation site that is going to be far from where you are. All of our preceptors are within an hour away from campus. Now let's talk about the professional engagement part of our curriculum. The professional part is when you get involved in different activities. And that is also very important because as a pharmacist, you need to know how to do research. You need to know how to advocate. You need to know what's going on, not just in your community, but also globally. Our associate deans and our faculty members, they take pride in taking our students to many different events and mission trips as well. If we look all the way to the left, that is our associate dean, Dr. Mogori, and he is taking our students on a legislative days in Tallahassee. Now, Tallahassee is the capital of the state in Florida. And the reason that he's there is because he's taking our students to advocate for change. As a pharmacist, it is also your responsibility to advocate. If you see that there is something wrong in your community within the pharmacy industry, it is your duty and your responsibility to advocate. And we teach our students how to approach the legislators and how to advocate. This is a skill that you can utilize not just at a state level, but also at a national level and advocate at Washington, D.C. In addition, if you look all the way to the bottom right, that is our students on a mission trip. We do mission trips throughout the state of Florida, and we also do international mission trips. We have students that go to Jamaica twice a year to help the local community that cannot afford medical care. The Jamaican mission trip is very special because we have been doing it for over 20 years. And it's not just the College of Pharmacy, it's actually NSU. We go with the allopathic college, osteopathic. We go with the nursing college, dental. Many of the different colleges get together and we go to Jamaica twice a year to support the community. So these are the different types of professional engagement activities that we expect from our students to give back to the community. Now, the co-curriculum leaderships, this is when our students are responsible for engaging in different student organizations. Our student organizations are not there to have fun. They're there to build a network. We have student organizations that specialize in pediatrics, oncology, that specialize in hospital pharmacy, specialize in specific specialty pharmacy fields. These are professional student organizations that are directly linked to professional careers. Their responsibilities are to bring professionals from the field to talk to the larger student body. This is why it's important for our students to get involved in these professional organizations. The opportunities are there for you to network and for you to create your own future. And we encourage you and expect you to get involved in these student organizations so you can become a leader of tomorrow. And of course, any good leader should know how to give back. We are located in sunny Florida. We have beaches all over from every side of the state, to the left, south, and the right. We are a peninsula, and cleaning up our beaches is something we take pride. So these are student organizations getting together for a beach cleanup. We also have students doing a heart walk, also doing a Feeding America. So community engagement is also great because we should always give back to the community. Now, let's talk about how we're preparing you for the NAPLEX and the MPJE. I mentioned before that the NAPLEX and the MPJE will be your final 2 exams by the state before you become a fully licensed pharmacist. Your NAPLEX will be your national exam, being this is the one that you take for the whole country. Your MPJE is your state, it's a law. So depending on what state you are, you take a different MPJE. NFU is located in the state of Florida. So you take the one in Florida. So as you embark on your last year of classes and you're doing your advanced experiential practice experience, you're also taking classes online. We're giving you the tools so you can study for your NAPLEX and your MPJE. If you're not familiar with the high yield review, Google it, look into it. It's a very expensive software that we give it to you for free. You have access to this software for about 15 months, so you can study it and you can use over 300 different study for 300 different medications. You can study from the retire exams, different NAPLEX questions. All of this will be at your fingertips so you can study on your last year of classes. You also have the NAPLEX RX prep course. Nova has a library with plenty of study material, and we give you access to retire NAPLEX exams, which is the NAPLEX voucher. Now, we give you all of this access, but how do we test you if you are actually studying? Here it is. This is your last year curriculum. Take a look at it, because it actually has in the curricula built in when you will be taking your practice exam, not just for the NAPLEX, but also for the MPJE. Now, this is very important because if you do not pass your NAPLEX or your MPJE, you will not be a licensed pharmacist and you won't be able to either pursue a residency or a fellowship. Which is why we at NSU invest in our students so they can be very well prepared for this exam. We have integrated this into our curricula, so when they finish the program, they're ready to go. Students are done in May. They're done with classes in May, they graduate in May, and many of our students are taking the NAPLEX in the summer. July, August is the first time that they can take the NAPLEX. And then if they do well, right before December, they can take the MPJE. So that is the time frame for when they can sit for licensure. Any questions before I move on to the next program? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the master's, about the PhD and the master's in pharmaceutical sciences. I was going to talk a little bit about the video that Dr. Castellan prepared for us, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the drug development program. At NSU, we have one of the largest private research facilities. So both the drug development and also the molecular medicine and pharmacogenomics, both of these concentrations are very popular at NSU because of our research center. I mentioned before that we just became a Tier 1 research facility. So what that means is that we get grants from the government to do a lot of research. Now, that research is not just being done by our faculty members. That research is also being done by our PhD, our MSPS students, and even our bachelor's and undergrad students. They collaborate together. The difference between the molecular medicine pharmacogenomics and the drug development is that you are creating new medicine versus the molecular medicine and pharmacogenomics, which you are actually improving the delivery of the current medication. Now, the curricula between the PharmD and between the PhD and the MS in pharmaceutical sciences is the same for the first 2 years. The MS, the Master's in Science, is a 2-year program in person. These are both in-person programs, and they're both STEM, and they both have a 3-year APT. So the MS is a 2-year program. When you're done, you can choose to either continue with the PhD, and 100% of your classes will transfer towards the PhD. Or you may choose to graduate, continue with the working. You can have a 3-year APT, or you can go back home. It's up to you. Or you can continue with the PhD and 100% of your classes will transfer. The main admissions difference between the PhD and the MS is that although both programs have the same GPA requirement, the PhD requires more of a competitive GPA of a 3.4, and it also requires that you've published and you've done a little bit more research. That's where the main difference is between both programs lies. But we do take pride of having become a Tier 1 research. We do a lot of research in oncology, diabetes. We also do a lot of research with heart failure because that's what the passion where our faculty members are. Now, we do have a third concentration, which is social and administrative pharmacy. Once again, we have the PhD and the MS, both have the same curricula for the first 2 years. And then when you're done with the MS, you may continue to either go in the PhD route or you may finish, graduate, and you can either go home or you can actually stay for another 3 years because this is a STEM program. But this particular concentration, this is not a clinical concentration at all. This is more of a business concentration. We all know, as we mentioned before, Pfizer is not really a non-for-profit organization. They are a very profitable organization. They are a for-business organization. They are a business. So somebody has to know how to manage that business. And they help students, this program helps students understand the business of pharmacy. Everything from regulatory affairs to marketing to pharmacoeconomics, the logistics part of the pharmacy industry. This is what social and administrative pharmacy is. Now, the last graduate program that I'm going to talk about is the Master's in Science in Pharmaceutical Affairs. This is a shorter program. This is a one-year program, and it's also available in person in the Davie campus. This particular program is designed more to help students understand the basics of the pharmacy industry. There's no clinical research involved. It's more of a shorter business degree, helps you understand the business of pharmacy, helps you understand the basics of regulatory affairs within the pharmacy industry. It doesn't touch on the research side, but it touches upon on the business side of pharmacy, and it gives you an introduction to the pharmacy field. Some of the classes will be with the PharmD program. The other classes will be basic science courses that will help you give you a solid understanding and a solid foundation of sciences. But once again, this is a STEM program, and we'll also give you a 3-year APT. So those are the 3 different graduate programs that we have at NSU. And Manish is going to tell you a little bit more about the admissions process.
Hi, so good evening, everyone. I think yes, you had some queries. You raised your hand.
Oh, yes. I had a doubt. I mean, 2 doubts in particular. One, I think this is regarding the PhD that Mr. Joseph was telling about. Now, what I understood from that was the PhD is a 4-year thing where, again, people who are getting into the MS for the first 2 years can get qualified to the 3rd year of PhD and essentially complete the whole doctoral program, right? Now, will it have
Exactly.
separate applications? I mean, somebody like who's trying to get into PhD, does he have to necessarily go through the MS process, or can he go to direct PhD part? That's my first question.
You go directly into it. You apply, you submit an application, but you go directly into it. There's no interview, nothing.
Okay, understood. Now, what I was trying to ask you is, somebody trying to apply for a PhD, do they have to go through the traditional 2-year master's leading to PhD part, or can they directly go into the PhD as well?
They can go, so if somebody trying to apply to a PhD, they can apply directly to the PhD. But as I mentioned before, they need to be competitive. It's not just the GPA. They need to have the research background, the publishing background, all of that stuff.
Understood. And second part was just to make the audience once again clear is key. Now, the PhD program that you were talking about, it was about social and administrative pharmacy, right? It has nothing to do with the drug development, drug making, regulations, nothing, but the business aspect of the whole pharma industry, right?
It touches a little bit on regulatory affairs. It has like a few classes, but it doesn't specialize in regulatory affairs.
Understood. Yeah. And the third question is, now, are these programs by default fully funded, or they are non-funded programs?
So the PhD programs are the only programs that are fully funded. So they are very competitive, so you have to apply early. Usually by January is when we announce the scholarship recipient winner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have one or two scholarship winners, and usually by January is when we by the end of January is when we announce it.
So is it usually the single is the lot usually single digit, or can it sometimes go higher than that as well?
So there's usually there's about 10 scholarships and they revolve. So
Right.
it depends how many students graduate.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Yeah.
So we
Thank you.
usually have one every year graduating. Very rarely we have two available.
Right. Right. Understood. Understood. Thank you. Thank you. Those were my doubts.
You're
Um,
welcome.
Mr. Manish, yeah, please, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll quickly cover up the admissions
Yeah.
procedure
Let's quickly cover up
for
that, and then we'll
everyone.
open the board for the questions for rest of the people, all right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
talking about the application procedure, about the admissions requirement, we accept a student with a GPA of 3.0 and above for both the PharmD programs and MS Pharmaceutical Sciences. For MS Pharmaceutical Affairs, we accept a student with a GPA of 2.5 and above. And for PhD, the requirement is 3.4 and above. Now, coming to the admissions procedure, the applications for all the pharmacy programs at College of Pharmacy and NSU are submitted through PharmGrad and PharmCase portal. So, applications for both the MS programs and PhD programs will go through PharmGrad portal, and applications for both the PharmD programs will go through PharmCase portal. Here, please note, when an application is submitted through a PharmCase or PharmGrad portal, the application fee of $50 is incurred, which is to be paid by the student. Apart from this, when it comes to the College of Pharmacy at Nova Southeastern University, the documentations required are a bit different. So we require a passport from the student, an updated CV, all the academic documents of the student, along with a VAS or ECE evaluation report. We require English language proficiency test from the student, 3 letters of recommendations, and a letter of motivation. This is a standard set of documents required from the student. Reason being means the documentation requirement is bit strict because applications are first submitted to PharmCase and PharmGrad portal, and accordingly they are forwarded to Nova Southeastern University. So students, or whenever someone is putting in an application for College of Pharmacy, they have to be very particular when it comes to documentation. Now, the English language requirements, we accept IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, all three of them. We accept IELTS at 6.0 and above. We accept Duolingo at 105 and above, and PT at 54 and up. TOEFL at 80 and above. So these are the requirements for when it comes to English language. Apart from this, submitting an application through PharmCase and PharmGrad portal is pretty easy. When you get familiar to the portal, you just submit your application, fill in the application, upload all your documents, pay the application fee of $50, and you are done. So this is all about the admissions requirement and the application process here, from my side. So we can start off with the Q&A now.
Great, great. Okay, so listen up, attendees. I've got information. Is if you have a question, you can please raise your hand using the button which is there on the Zoom, or you can drop a message in the chat box, or you can drop a message in the Q&A box. We'll be taking the questions. Okay. So I believe there was one participant who wanted to ask a question. Let me just quickly check. Right.
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Yes,
Please
good
ask your
evening.
question. Yep. Hi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. My question, like I have two questions. The first one is, as sir have mentioned, like, university required, credential evaluation. So I want to know, like, which all credential evaluation is accepted, like, WES anyhow it's accepted. So other than WES, like, what all other credential evaluation student can go for, like, is ECE, Scranton. So these are also accepted or only the WES is accepted?
Yeah, so Rekha, to answer your question, we accept WES and ECE, both of them for College of Pharmacy.
Okay, so the Scranton is not accepted, sir.
No, we only accept WES and ECE as of now. See, that is something which goes through Farm Cares and Farm Grad. So they are very particular about the evaluation reports.
Okay. Sir, other
Yeah.
question is like, as it was mentioned key, like, there is 100% scholarship for PhD program. So, I also mentioned like, that admission itself is very competitive, but otherwise, in case any student who receive offer from university, so along with admit, it's by default they get 100% scholarship, or suppose only selective candidate, maybe one or two will be person scholarship, not everyone, like just a little clarity on that.
It's
Understood.
only selective candidates. So usually the candidates that have been interviewing from September until the end of January, they select the top candidates and they announce it.
Okay, sir, thank you. That's it, sir, thank you.
Thank you. So I think we have one
Yeah,
more
one more
participant
question. Yeah.
raising her hand. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Sharif, yeah, please ask your question. You're on unmute. You can please ask your question.
Hello, hello,
Yes, yes, we can hear
hello,
you.
hi. Yeah,
Hi.
yeah. So, the thing is, those who are completed PhD here in India only, again, they want to do that. What is the, which kind of course we can do that? If the candidate is completed PhD here only, and then again, they want to do that, any research, is there any possibility?
I think what he's referring to is any postdoc opportunities or for a second PhD. What do you think?
So he wants to apply for a second PhD?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Postdoc fellowships, probably. Postdoc
Okay.
fellowships.
We don't, as of right now, we don't offer that. We don't have that. I mean, it was looking for collaborations when
Okay.
research, as of right now, we do not have postdocs.
Okay. What about second research? Let's say somebody has done a primary research and they was awarded a PhD already in India or any other places, and they want to do a second research at NSU. Would that be allowed?
That we do have, and they would have to sort of collaborate with the faculty members. You're more than welcome to forward me your resume, and I can forward it to Dr. Castijan, who is she's the associate dean, and she can see where you best fit and forward it to one of the faculty members. I can put my email address with my mouse.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yep.
Yes, yes,
Sir,
you're audible right now.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, sir. Sir, for a few more queries I have. Like, the other question is like, for PhD programs, sir, like, what all factor university look like, to consider for admission? Like, I mean to say, like, what all areas student need to concentrate to strengthen the profile, through which he can have a better chance of admission, like maybe any research paper publication or experience, like if student asks us, like how we can guide, like the way they can strengthen their profile.
So for the PhD, in order to make yourself a stronger candidate, we look for all of the above. Definitely research experience, publishing, the way that you interview, the way that you explain your research. A lot of times students have been part of a research, but when you ask them about it, they're unable to explain the research. So that shows that you were not paying attention during the research or that you had a very minor role in the research. So all of those elements really contribute to the way that you are reviewed for the scholarship and for admissions. I mentioned earlier that both the master's and the PhD have the same admissions requirements. However, for the PhD, we do look at a little bit more, and those are the elements that we look at. GPA definitely has to be a 3.4 or higher. Publishing, we look at what have you published, where have you published, how many times have you published, who have you published with. We also take a look at the type of research that you've done. What was your role in the research? Elements like that will make you stand out.
Okay. Sir, last question is like, while submitting the application, like only submission of application and later, application with all required documents, submitting is sufficient, or also simultaneously student need to approach the supervisor, briefing their profile, like, is it required to even approach the supervisor? Is it a part of our application process, sir?
Well, letters of recommendations, you will have to ask, you can ask your supervisor. It
No,
will, it
sir,
will,
not
it will look,
No, that is so, Rekha, that is not required when you submit an
okay.
application. So that is something which is for the later part. So we only require 3 letters of recommendations from the previous institutions of the student. The student need not to get in touch with the professors at this stage.
Okay, got it, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we've got a few questions from Q&A box. Let's take them one by one. I'm sorry, did anybody wanted to ask any now? Okay, so let's take them quickly one by one. Okay, so one person says, "Hi, sir. What makes the pharmacy program at NSU unique compared to other universities?"
well, our pharmacy program at NSU is very unique because number one, we take a lot of international students, so we have a very international and diverse faculty. We're able to understand international students. We're able to relate to their needs. We're able to comprehend them. So because of our diverse faculty body, we're able to tend to the needs of our international student. Our advanced standing program is geared towards international students.
Okay. Are there any specializations available within the pharmacy program?
Yes,
Specializations.
we
Yeah.
do have a few specializations. One of our most popular ones is project management. Students can select, instead of selecting random electives, they can select a sequence of classes in project management so they can so they can be certified in project management. We're looking at implementing other specializations, but right now that's the only one.
Okay, okay. Is PharmD program open to students with non-pharmacy background?
You need to have the prerequisites. I mean, some of our students have never been behind a pharmacy, which is why the first clinical rotation, the first clinical experience is at a pharmacy. Many of the students have never set foot in a pharmacy. So it is open to anyone and everyone, but you do need to have the prerequisites.
Mr. Joseph, I have this personal question that I wanted to get answer to. What can be a difference between the skill set or the overall profile of a person who's taking doctors of pharmacy and doing a PhD in pharmacy?
So the main difference between a PhD and a doctor of pharmacy, which is a PharmD, is that a PharmD, doctor of pharmacy, will lead towards certification to work behind a pharmacy. A PhD would never lead towards certification. It would only lead towards research. A PharmD is a little bit more versatile. You can do research, you can do academia, and you can definitely do clinical, which is a pharmacist. PhD, you can do research, you can do academia. You can never do clinical, you can never be behind a pharmacy.
Understood. So for people who are strictly looking into getting into the core side of the pharmacy, Doctor of Pharmacy, Masters of Pharmacy is an option for them. Definitely not the PhD.
That is a Master of Pharmacy. In the United States, you need to have a Doctor of Pharmacy
Doctors of Pharmacy.
in order to be a licensed pharmacist.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Now, this is from Rakesh Mutukuri. He says, does NSU accept IELTS one skill retake? Manish, I think you can take that.
For English proficiency, we take the IELTS, the TOEFL, and we also take the Duolingo.
About the one skill retake.
Yeah. So for one skill retake, I think this is the first instance we are going ahead with College of Pharmacy. So I'll get back to this, get back to you on this, Yash, very soon. I'll discuss this with Mr. Joseph and other members of College of Pharmacy, and I'll get back to you if whether we are accepting the one skill retake or not. Because getting an application through FarmGrad and FarmCase is a thing of concern. So we'll have to check each and every aspect of the application.
I mean, I think I might be able to ease into this. Let's say, have you guys accepted TOEFL My Best course before?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Then I might have to wait for your answer from.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is from Gautami. Now she asks, hello, sir. Are there networking opportunities with pharmaceutical companies or hospitals? Okay. So, sir, do we have any facilities that more or less give opportunities for students to network with pharmaceutical companies and hospitals? Do we have any clubs or any fairs of such sort?
Well, we do have a company, a small pharmaceutical company that is near our school, and many of our students do an internship in the summer. They take, I believe, about 5 or 6 students every summer. So many of the students interested in industry, they do a 1 month internship to get their hands on.
Understood. Okay. So again, the same question. NSU accept one skill retake for PhD pharmaceutical. Okay, yeah, we'll get back to you about that, Rakesh. Please stay in touch with us. We hope we'll be giving you an answer very soon on that. The next one is, how does the university help with job placements after graduation?
Many students ask if the university helps them with helping them look for a job. And I always tell the students, where have you been for the past 4 years? We bring many industry professionals to campus. First day of school, you have pharmacy chains such as Walgreens, CVS, and Publix. These are big pharmacy chains that come on campus. In addition, we have many different companies and hospitals that come to campus. We have speakers that come to campus. We have student organizations that forces you to network. If on your 4th year you still need help looking for a job, we will help you. But throughout the 4th year, we are encouraging you and we are making sure that you're networking, because the objective is for you to network and for you to build your own professional network. So yes, but you should be networking and you should be building your own network. You should be speaking to people. You should be asking people, where do you work? What do you do? Keeping in touch with people. You should be volunteering. You should be going out to conferences. All of that is a part of the curricula. And all of that is what is going to help you get a job. Getting a job is not just submitting an application. Those days of submitting an application, those are entry-level jobs. That's not what we prepare you for. If you want a top-level job, you need to know the people. They need to know you. And that's what we do. We are one of the largest pharmacy schools here in Florida. And many of the students that have graduated are in the area. So we're known throughout the state. We're known. So you will meet a lot of alumni, and they're more than eager to help you.
Right, got it. Now we have one question from Mahalakshmi Vegi. Ms. Mahalakshmi, you can please unmute yourself and then ask your question. Ms. Mahalakshmi? Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the other questions in Q&A. Does NSQ offer scholarships or financial aid for international pharmacy students?
Yes, not financial aid. Financial aid is for students who qualify, but we do have scholarships available, especially for second and third and fourth year students. So once you are a student, this is what we also tell you to get involved, because a lot of the student organizations, they also have scholarships. So once you are a student, you can apply for plenty of scholarships that are available to students. We actually, last year, we awarded over $400,000 of scholarships to many, many students. So the funds are there. Publix will give you, Publix is the supermarket, and they have a chain of pharmacies, CVS, Walgreens, Baptist Hospital, all of these pharmacies, they give us funds for scholarships. And once you're a student, the dean would award scholarships to our current students.
Understood. Let's take the last few questions. I think it's already time. One of the last questions is, what's the deadline for fall intake? Now, can you please tell it for all the programs? I mean, in general, the majority of the programs. What's the deadline?
The deadline for the PharmD programs is to have your application verified by June. Keep in mind the verification process takes 4 weeks. So you need to apply at least by no later than June 1st. And then the application deadline for the graduate programs, it's in July, but once again, the verification process takes 4 weeks. So you kind of want to keep that in mind, that the verification process can take between 2 to 4 weeks. And at that point of the cycle, it takes a little bit longer because of the volume. But if you are an international student, you also need to keep in mind classes begin mid-August. You need to be in Florida by no later than August 1st.
Understood. Understood. Now, the last question is, may we get ideas on the fee expenses? Do we get a stipend? If yes, please give us an idea on this exercise.
For the scholarship, for the TA?
Yeah.
For the scholarship, you don't get a stipend. It's just for the tuition. So you do need to have a way of to pay your living expenses.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think this was a wonderful session. Guys, do you have any question that you want to ask? One last question we can take. If you have anything, please, you can raise your hand. I'll give you permissions to talk, and then you can unmute and then ask the question. Okay. I think that silence is good enough, I guess. Okay, so thank you once again. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph. Thank you so much, Mr. Manish. We really appreciate Nova Southeastern for doing this. Now, we do have a ton of more inquiries, but I know that I don't want to keep your time more. We will get back to you with further questions, and we will see you for more upcoming sessions. So thank you so much for doing this once again.
Excellent.
Thank you, Yash.
Thank you
for
all the
joining in. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you, attendees. Thank you so much for attending the session. And for more information, please get to the Oaks. You can always call us, chat us on Instagram, or drop us a message or anywhere. We will revert back to you with more information, whatever you need in regards with starting in the USA. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.